personal notes?
No, that would be morally
Do
reprehensible.
you notice how they're conveniently lying around for you to discover? Did it ever occur to you that I might be writing them just to fuck with you?
And you're doing that every day? You should find a better hobby.
Some of us enjoy writing. You should try it sometime.
Deathloop is without a doubt one of my favorite games of 2021. The concept is fun and fresh, although not unique. The Outer Wilds is the first thing I think of when it comes to time loops in games, but there's many more. The art direction is a favorite of mine with the very retro 60s aesthetic, vibrant colors, and fun designs. The gunplay works, and using your slab abilities to wipe out an entire room in an instant, then dash out like you weren't even there, gives me a level of satisfaction that I cannot reveal, or else I'd be put on the FBI's most wanted list. And the very endearing personalities of Colt and Juliana, I wish I could listen to them bicker with each other all day long. It all works together so well that I can't bring myself to say I regret even the tiniest shred of my purchase. The world of Deathloop knows what it is, and it sticks to its guns. However, when I finished my playthrough after just over 10 hours, I definitely felt like there was something missing, like as though I forgot to do something, and then it hit me. I didn't find a way to win like I thought I was going to when I first started playing the game. Instead, I just followed a path. You see, Deathloop isn't a game about creating a plan. It's about finding the pieces of a single plan and running with it. In the end, you're going to beat the game with a static route. I felt more like a speedrunner after it was all done because I'd done each part of the plan so many times as I burned time waiting for the next phase to get the rest of the prep done. The amount of times I killed Harriet in the morning and sabotaged Frank's fireworks stacked rapidly once I found that it was literally all I could do in the morning in the long run. If you were to compare my time from when I first killed Harriet to my final run, you'd think that I just used an aimbot and shot through the walls. And while the improvement is amazing to realize, and I never found any of it dull all the way to the credits, only then did it really hit me. I did all of this so many times and improved so much because I had no choice. Lore-wise, it makes sense. Everyone lives the same exact day over and over with no memory of the day prior besides Colt and Juliana. That's fine. Everyone else literally knows no better. But the game actually teases some of the other methods Colt has tried in the past, so I genuinely feel like it could all be taken a step further. So I have two ideas that I'd like to propose. The first idea I believe to be much more feasible, and the other not so much, but without a doubt more engaging. Idea 1, a seed system for the loops. The seed system would change the behavior of the visionaries within different loop seeds, if you will. Alexis doesn't need to have his party every night in the mansion, so why doesn't he take over one of the bunkers at the complex to have a rager for the night, or even in the middle of the day? And with the parties during the day, it looks like Wenji or Igor are going to have to push the research into the late night. This all maintains the idea of finding the one method of taking out the visionaries, allowing the player to focus on just that. The quest system would continue to thrive here, giving players the option to be guided along this path. I'd compare this to an on-the-rails experience, but giving access to new scenery in a sense. This could be much more feasible because essentially you're building the same system as we already have in a game, but creating practically different scenarios. Idea 2 is something I think plenty of other people already had before the game even came out, myself included. More dynamic and reactive behavior from the visionaries. Killing Harriet in the morning might cause Weird Fia to get a little curious and visit Harriet's cult in the afternoon instead of hanging with Charlie. If she does go, Charlie would ask Frank to see what's up. Frank would accept because this gives him a chance to check on his fireworks a little early. And at that point, if you sabotage his fireworks, then he'd notice. However, since you killed Harriet in the morning and Fia wouldn't go to check it out until the afternoon, during noontime you could go to Fia's bunker and mess with the reactor there, which would cause her to hang around in that area longer and end up spending the afternoon with Charlie anyways, and Frank wouldn't go, meaning that the fireworks plan would still work. And I mean, it probably would work anyways because the game specifically says that Frank doesn't know a thing about rain flaps and that's what gets sabotaged, but that's besides the point. Ultimately, this system will focus on creating multiple ways to line up the visionaries and end the loop. It focuses a lot on having reactions to things that Colt does early in the day. This will promote more exploration and trial and error playstyles, which I think would really put the player better into the shoes of Colt. Waking up each day and trying to figure out how each interaction messes with each other until you find a combination that works. And of course, there will still be hints throughout, notes and dialogue that will point you towards the right direction, but nothing clear cut like the quest system does. instead building off of the lead system, which just take notes of what you've heard and read, but never stating the obvious. In the end, it would be up to the player to find the next step based on what they currently know. Obviously, in this scenario, there wouldn't be an infinite number of ways to solve the loop, but at least an alternative route or two would be the goal and add much more replayability, as most of it stems from playstyle and Juliana's PvP environment. If I didn't make it clear at the start, I love Deathloop with all my heart. I'm ready for Deathloop 2 Electric Boogaloo. I don't typically play games within a year after beating them, but I see myself giving it another whirl just to find all the side stuff I might have missed and for that sweet banter. But it kinda hurts going back in knowing that in the end I'm hunting down the clues for a mystery I already know how to solve. And it's rather odd because Arcane's previous games actually do have choice as well. Dishonored has smaller levels of choice, such as just going for a chaos route, which would involve killing a lot of people, or a non-chaos route, which is more non-lethal takedowns. Prey has multiple endings that are different from each other, as well as some gameplay changes just based on your skill point usage. So I just think it's a little weird how when it comes to Deathloop, the only real changes you can bring is just your playstyle. But maybe I'm just asking for too much. Once again, I love Deathloop. This isn't a formal review of it. This is just a quick little video I wanted to do because this was something that was on my mind. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to make a review for Deathloop, but I actually do recommend it. I think it's a great experience. I just wish that there was a little more to it. So let me know in the comments down below how you would feel about adding more variety to how you can end the loop in Deathloop. Because there's 2 O's in loop, so technically there should be like 2 loops, you know. That should add a little, like another, you know, whatever. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Just a quick little discussion video. I don't know what exactly is next for the channel, but I'm going to try to be doing a lot more streaming over at my Twitch channel. You can find that link in the description, and I'll see you guys in the next one.